The most important thing you can do as a young man, whether you're in your teens, your 20s or whatever, you're basically just a young lad, right? You're still growing, you're still coming into your prime, is set good foundations for yourself. And what you must understand is every bit of sensory reaction that you have to the external world is all going into your subconscious mind. And naturally, over time, you build up habits. Your body and mind adapt. You've got something called hedonic adaptation. Now, what hedonic adaptation is your body and mind's way of adapting to the world around you. It's adapting to things that is constantly being put on you. So cold showers, you can adapt to them and they can just become normal to you, like they are for me now, right? They used to be, I'd get in for 30 seconds, take my breath away, and I'd be absolutely fucked. Now, cold shower for me is just a shower. I just get in, clean myself, do what I need to. I'm in there for like half an hour just singing along to my music, you know. Like, it's just normal, it's just a shower to me. That is because of hedonic adaptation. Your mind and body, it either dies or it adapts. They're the only two options. It's very simple, very black and white. You either die from something or you adapt to it. Now, obviously, most of the time, you're not going to die from something, so you're probably just going to adapt. And once you adapt, it is then formed into a habit, okay? So when you were a young lad and you got all this information going into your subconscious mind and you're kind of forming these beliefs, you're forming these kind of ways of living into your brain at a young age, because your mind is very moldable, it's very plastic, I guess we could say. It's very like, you can just mold it, right? You want to mold it with good, with positivity, with good influences. So the things that you are listening to, the things that you are consuming, the things that you watch, again, everything that you have a sensory reaction to, everything you smell, taste, hear, see, make sure it's serving you in a positive way. Make sure it's giving you power rather than taking power away from you. So things like drugs, alcohol, playing video games, social media, porn, you get the gist of it. You know the bad habits. You're not stupid. You understand it. Those things strip power away from you, and they do that on purpose. Hence why they become an addiction. The thing that strips power away from you, you feel is the only thing that's giving you power. You feel the only thing is giving you any sort of hit anymore, because it's manipulated your dopamine receptors and you can't really get that from anywhere else. So the thing that's actually taking your power away from you is the exact same thing that keeps you coming back. It's a never-ending negative cycle. So while you're young, you must set yourself these good habits. If you are currently in a cycle of bad habits, let's say you are currently stuck watching porn, playing video games, wasting your time on social media, etc., watching TV, just doing stupid, drinking alcohol, whatever. Let's say you've got some bad habits and you want to replace them for a good one. You're still young, your mind's still moldable, you can still do that. You can still do it to any age, it's just obviously harder as time goes on and your ego starts to get involved with things. But while you're young, it's much easier to do it, right? Let's say you have got some bad habits you want to sort out and you've got some bad habits you want to turn into good ones. How do we do this? So first of all, we must replace them, but we replace them through punishment. We must start to reframe in our brain that, okay, this action, every time I do this action, it results in some sort of discomfort or pain or something that I don't want to do afterwards. So this is exactly what I did when I started to quit porn, video games. I first just asked myself, what is the best version of myself going to do in this situation? What would he do? In every situation, right now recording these videos, how would the best version of myself speak? How would he act? How would he come across? How would he voice his points? I do that with everything. Ask yourself the same thing. What would the best version of myself do in this situation? And act like that as authentically as possible. So if you do go and relapse and watch porn, if you do go and drink alcohol again, even though you know you shouldn't, if you do go and waste time playing video games, even though you should have been doing push-ups or studying or whatever, punish yourself with a positive habit afterwards. So what this does is you've done the negative action, you've committed the bad habit, the thing that you didn't want to do, the thing that the best version of yourself wouldn't do. You've done that now. So what this does is it puts you in a negative momentum. This is your baseline, okay? This is positivity. These are the highs, the dopamine hits. This is the negative. So the reason why you go so low into a negative is because your baseline, you get a massive, unrealistic dopamine hit from the bad habit, from alcohol, porn, etc. And then you crash because it's not realistic and you can't sustain that. So then you crash down, okay? Once you're down here, it's very easy to stay in that flow. It's very easy to stay in that negative momentum. This is why you'll find after you've played a bit of video games, you're going to go watch porn afterwards. After you've watched porn, maybe you'll start drinking alcohol again. You'll start getting into this flow of just bad habits again because you're in that negative mindset, you're in that negative momentum. So in order to break this negative flow, you must break it with a positive habit. So bam, you snap yourself out with 500 push-ups, just a random example, right? 10K run. a cold shower for 10 minutes if you're not used to that. Do something that is going to give you a positive return on investment. So some sort of physical activity, some sort of like maybe cold approaching a girl even though you're not used to it or whatever. So do something that is uncomfortable. Maybe it induces a bit of fear in you and it snaps you out of this negative mindset and into the present moment. You're forced to just break the flow of negativity. Once you've broken that flow and you've punished yourself, you are now adaptable again. Your flow is back to baseline. You've snapped out of the negative. You're adapting to the situation. Now you're here again. So now what you can do is replace that bad habit with a good one. Go and do something positive after the punishment. Go to the gym. Go and socialize. Go for a run. Go and do some push-ups. And now every single time you get the urge to do something negative in the future, you can take the same energy that you feel to do that negative action and flip it into a positive habit instead. And like I said before, your body and mind is adaptable. It adapts to absolutely anything. So if you start doing this on a regular basis, every single time you do something that you feel ashamed of, every time you do something that you know you shouldn't have done, every single time you do something that you would not be open to speaking to other people about, every single time you do something that the best version of yourself wouldn't do, you punish yourself. You do not allow yourself to act in any way other than absolute excellence. Do you understand me? So when you get into a habit of punishing yourself, your mind will start associating those negative bad habits with pain, punishment, and discomfort. And when it does that, again, your mind just wants to live in comfort. So it's going to start to gradually take you away from the bad habits and into what you have now newly adapted to, which is hopefully the good habits, going to the gym, cold showers. These things are normal for me. Working, being disciplined, doing push-ups in the morning, not indulging in shit. These things are just normal. This is my life. These are habits. I don't have to think about it because my mind and body have adapted to it. My mind and body have adapted to going to the gym. My mind and body has adapted to taking cold showers. It is normal for me. It doesn't feel any sort of resistance to it anymore. That is my life. Whereas previously, my life was playing video games for fucking 16 hours a day non-stop, watching porn, drinking alcohol, eating shit food and not really considering what it's doing to me. That was my norm. That was my normal. That was what I adapted to. That was my baseline. So now I've flipped my baseline by understanding. Basically, you need to pull back the veil and realize that this shit is bad for you, first of all. If you're watching videos like this, you probably already realize, yeah, porn's bad for me. Yeah, video games is bad. Yeah, alcohol's bad. Social media is shit. You understand this. You get it. You get why it's bad as well. So you understand the motivation behind stopping, which is good. You just don't have any energy or motivation to actually stop. When the urges start taking over, you have no willpower to stop yourself. Now, naturally, if you start to use that same energy and those same urges and you start putting them into something positive instead, with practice, with time, obviously it's going to take time to reframe your brain like this. But once you start doing it, you'll find that, and especially if you combine it with the punishments as well. So even if you do relapse, you just punish yourself. Once you start doing that, you'll start to find that it just becomes normal. This is just what we do. I just go to the gym. When I feel horny, when I feel like going and masturbating and watching porn, I just do push-ups. That is what my brain now responds to when I feel horniness, when I feel the urge to release my seed. I just do push-ups. Like habitually, like putting my shoes on and tying the shoelace. That is so normal to me that I don't have to think about it. I could be doing something completely different while I put my shoes on and I can still do the job efficiently because it's a habit. It's normal. It's not like I'm on autopilot when I'm doing it. So just the same way I put my shoes on and that's normal to me is the same way that when I feel like watching porn, I just do push-ups. Do you understand what I'm saying? Even though that urge for me personally never ever occurs to me. The only problem I ever struggle with is social media. That's my kind of like thing that I have to battle with. But again, do the same thing. Every time I feel like going on social media or downloading it again, or maybe it'll be all right, maybe I can use it in moderation, just do push-ups, crack on, and ask yourself, what would the best version of myself do right now? Am I taking the easy option? Am I being a bitch? Am I taking the comfortable option? Am I sacrificing the values that I set for myself? Be honest with yourself and act in a way that the best version of yourself would be proud of. When you look in the mirror, act in a way that you can be like, I'm fucking proud of myself today. That's exactly what you got to do. Reframe your mind, reframe your habits, do it through punishment. And if you want to learn more from me on this topic in particular, fucking hell, I can't get my words out. I talk too much, bruv, that I start to dehydrate myself. I'm going to go and we have a massive bottle of water now. I can't wait. But if you do want to learn more from me on this topic in particular, or on any topic that you are struggling with in general, maybe it is porn, maybe it is video games, maybe it's something you social skills or talking to girls or whatever, you're struggling with something, maybe making money or business, come and talk to me. I've been there and done it. You can clearly tell I'm not taking it, like, bro, there's no script here. I'm freestyling off the top of my head. I know what I'm talking about clearly. I stuttered once in this video from what I can remember, right? There's no better man to come and talk to. Make that investment. I'll be the big brother that you never had. And we'll save your life within 60 minutes. We'll get to a root cause of your problem and we'll find a solution together as a team. You need a network. You need people that think like you. And luckily for you, you've stumbled upon this amazing opportunity. So the coaching is down below in the description below. Get outside, get some nature. It's starting to smell like summer. I fucking love it. It brings back so much nostalgia to 2020 lockdown. Oh, the heat waves of 2020 lockdown in my city, in Manchester, in England. Absolutely beautiful. Such good memories from that time. I can smell it. You know what I mean? You know when you get like a smell and it brings back memories, it's crazy. But again, there you go. You see, everything that you have a sensory reaction to is going in here. Yeah, even the smells, even the things that you smell have a response on your subconscious mind. It's very powerful when you understand it like that. It's crazy. And I guess you've just witnessed it real time in this video. But yeah, look after yourself, bro. Coaching's down below. I'll see you soon.